Hello, Antique and Garden Showcase friends, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about successes and failures so far this year into the season, and I think we're almost at 50-50 on those, so stay tuned. We're going to have a whole thing about what went well and what has not gone so well this growing season, and also with the antique portion as well. First on the list of successes will be the um, formal garden in front of the house. The formal garden has been one of those places where it could stop traffic. It's really that pretty. It's just a giant red caladium in an urn surrounded by the proven winners, Mini Vista Star petunias, and then in the center, that's center planted with the Radiance caladiums. And that bed has just been a real color pop, a real eye catcher, and it's been one of the great successes of this year as far as colors and the quality of blooms, quality of plants in there has been really well. So success number one, the formal garden. The next success would be the Marks mix that I used in the front urns. Those mixes that had the Peachy Keen Verbena, the Super Tunia Bordeaux, and the, that I never can think of that, the Pina Colada Lantana. That one's always hard to think of. I don't know why. But those three plants made up a really nice planter, and I'll have pictures of everything on the screen as I'm talking about it here today. So success would be that planter in front of the house. Failure is going to be this one. Like I talked about earlier, this particular one did not do well, although it has come back, but look at how tiny. I mean, teeny tiny, horrible little return of that caladium. I can't remember which one it is. It's Heart's Delight is that one. I don't think I'll be saving that one this winter. I think that one's going to go by the wayside, and probably these over here that I talked about earlier will be the ones to take their place if I do those in there, because I really like that color red as opposed to this. The next success would be the driveway island, and the driveway island has been really, really beautiful this year, and that kind of Burmese sunset color that I was going for really did nice with the Snapdragons, the Madam Butterfly Bronze. That's a color that I love. Definitely going to go with those again, probably another year. The Madam Butterfly White is very pretty, but for some reason it doesn't show up in that bed too well. Maybe they've just not got enough growth. Maybe it's taking away from the hydrangea that's blooming in there. I don't know, but I think I'll go with another maybe darker-ish color to complement that next year instead of the white. But I am liking that well enough that I would definitely do the Madam Butterfly Bronze again. And I may change the marigolds up in there to the larger blooming marigolds, maybe the cream colors mixed with the oranges and yellows around the outer edge too. I kind of got ideas spinning for next year as well on that, but overall I would say that bed's a success this year. My next fail is not one that I expected. I thought that putting in 2 drip systems this year would be the best thing that I ever did. And actually, when they're working, they're doing their job really well. And I say that kind of sarcastically because the other day, while I was out running around trying to get this new business venture started up in the retail space, I kind of neglected things. It's been hot here. I said, okay, the watering system is going to take care of things. I failed to check on it. I just said, let it do what it's going to do. And it didn't do. Apparently one night the app reloaded on my phone, and somehow the app managed to cancel itself out with the system, therefore shutting down all the watering programs to both systems, to the vegetable garden, and also to all the planters in the front yard. So I come in one day and I'm looking and I'm like, why is everything looking all crispy and brown? And I thought, oh, I know what's going on. So when I looked, of course, there's no programs in the schedule. The scheduler is all down. I had to go in, reprogram. So I had to come out here in a frantic panic and rehydrate all the planters. And I actually gave them a nice soaking of water-soluble fertilizer as well. And they're looking as good as they possibly can right now. I'm not going to show you what they look like because they don't look like what they did in the pictures earlier, but we'll get them back. We just had probably a couple of inches of rain today, which we needed bad because it was so hot here and so dry. And what we're going to do is go in there and trim some of those back, cut them back, let them flesh back out, and I think they'll be just fine. You know, these plants are tougher than we give them credit for, but you know, even behind me here, I'm seeing some holes in leaves that needs to be trimmed out, and they're wet too. And these petunias here have gotten really leggy. They need to be trimmed back, although I don't know what variety they are. Like I said, I picked those up at my local university's agriculture center, but you know, they're getting long and leggy too and probably need a good trimming. They'll fill back out again as well. But anyway, the watering system, yeah, I put in those 2 separate ones, and I don't know, they really need to be hooked up to a Wi-Fi controller some way. I'm not real sure on how to do that, if it's even feasible with that system or not. I may go in there and just get one that has multiple zones on it, that I can program multiple zones in and just on one device and call it quits on that. And I think that would solve my problem better than trying to toy around with these two. And you know, they say fixing something the same way over and over again, trying to get a different results, just the definition of ignorance. And that's kind of what's going on around here, I think, with that. I've repaired them a couple of times. They've gone down on Bluetooth. I can't figure out why they just dropped Bluetooth all of a sudden. It may be because they're in such close proximity to one another or whatever. Anyway, it's technology. Technology is its own beast sometimes. So that's what I'm dealing with the watering system. So watering system is a semi-fail. Not a total fail, just a semi-fail this year. And the next fail was Sunflower Hill. Sunflower Hill was destined to be a really pretty spot. As you can see, there's one. There's a leaf left of one. There's the bottom half of one left. Bottom half, bottom half. That one's completely obliterated. Can you tell what's going on here? There's the stem of another. Right there. There's the stem of another right there. This is as much my fault as it is anything else. The roaming rabbit that I mentioned in a video previously, I said I should have come out here and put repels all down the very night that I put these out, and that's my fault. I didn't do it. It was late, I was tired, I said I'll get it tomorrow. Well, Roaming Rabbit got a chance to get one bite, and one bite's all it took. He come back for all of them practically. I think that's the only one that's still fully intact out of the entire bed. So, due in part to me, we're going to call Sunflower Hill a fail for 2022. So the last success before I wrap this whole entire video up is going to be the new retail space. And if you can't tell, I'm trying to put this video together kind of last minute. It is actually Friday night right now. It is 6:50 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm just now recording the video for this week that comes out tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern time. So this week has been crazy, but it's been a huge success. The new booth is 10 by 10. It's in the Chestnut Street Mini Mall in Berea, Kentucky. Berea is actually having the craft festival. The town is known for the arts and crafts capital of Kentucky. There's so much artisanship. There's so much love of vintage collectibles, handcrafted, handmade things. They're nice little restaurants. It's just a wonderful town. This is the weekend of Craft Festival. I tried to get as much installed in the booth as I possibly could. Last weekend I took off from videos because I was actually pricing merchandise, cataloging and inventorying merchandise. I took almost 80 items to put in that booth and into a store-owned showcase there. And it didn't look like I hardly put anything in that space. I thought, goodness gracious, I didn't have enough wall art. I didn't have enough small furniture pieces. I didn't have enough pretty much anything that I really needed for over there. And then here comes Craft Festival, and the booth has now been open 4 days. I have had only one day out of 4 with no sales. The other days have gone crazy. I was actually there today during the mid part of the day, taking a couple of boxes more in to stock up the shelves, and there were people shopping like crazy in there. And I mean, they were talking to me. I was getting a lot of questions and comments, and people were buying a lot out of the booth, and I'm like, okay, thanks for buying. Leave me something on the shelf, please. No, I'm glad that it's actually selling, but I've got to get out. One of the things I've got to do is find more merchandise. I said it's like I need a semi truck to come in there and just dump a load of vintage goods in my hand so I can put it up for sale. But I'm really happy that it has turned out to be a success, and I think it's going to be a really fun venture once I can get out and find more things to go in there. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching Antique and Garden Showcase. I'm glad to have you here. Glad you're enjoying. Glad to see the comments. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you here as part of this community. It's fun. There's going to be a lot of different things always coming up. So anyway, thanks for watching Antique and Garden Showcase. I know this has gotten long-winded. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.